wake up the hard way or the easy way? Hopefully, you can avoid getting bonked on the head like I did. I didn't have an intellectual awakening. It was years in the making, and it involved karma and ancestors and the dark. I wasn't consciously looking to wake up. I didn't even know what it meant. I was mainly focused on the usual things. I got married young and worked on building a career. So here I was grinding away at a job that supported me well, but in no way fulfilled me. I was stressed out and miserable. I didn't know it at the time, but my stress and anger were consuming me, and I was in a lot of resistance. We think we're being strong, but we're being stubborn. We get stuck on an idea, a life, or an outcome, and we don't loosen our grip. We keep banging up against the same walls. I became a fitness and health fanatic, all of it to make up a persona that wasn't even me. I lived in this delusion for years, having what I thought I needed, but feeling empty. Then things started happening to me, one after another. I was aware I was having this run of bad luck, but I didn't understand that it was a knocking on my door. I was just trying to deal with each thing as best as I could. I was also having nightmares and otherworldly visitations. If this sounds like you, consider that there's a reason bigger than you think. It's not just about dealing with the details of each thing in the material world. It's about your soul. We tend to look at things in only a surface way, an earthly way, but we find out there's so much more. We walk around with pain and trauma that we're not facing. It's deeply embedded in our soul and our psyche. If you're not already on a spiritual path or quest, I highly advise paying attention to the knocks on the door. Things do happen for a reason. We are guided and we're given messages. Not just feathers and pennies, but car accidents, physical ailments, tripping and falling. All sorts of things could be happening in a series of events trying to get your attention. I knew something weird was going on, but I just wasn't connecting the dots. Most of us are entrenched in daily life, and we're not thinking about spirit or our soul. We hear some stuff about, this is all an illusion, but we either don't get it or we don't believe it. I would come to find out, though, that there was a battle going on for my soul. Some other signs are anger, aggression, stress, control issues, toxic relationships, being abused or an abuser, drinking and drugs. These are some of the signs of a suffering soul. If you're aware enough, you can stop and start the healing. There's ways to do it on your own, or you can get help, or both. The most important thing is to notice that it's trying to get your attention. There are many ways to start the healing process. There's no one size fits all. I can tell you that it's an inside job. Since I wasn't really getting the bigger picture, I made some drastic moves while still being focused on my outer life instead of my inner. I had always been interested in spirituality, but never thought really about my soul. It was an abstract concept to me, and this is where I really missed the mark. I thought I was trying, and I was in a way. I believed in a God, a higher power, and I figured the universe would have my back, right? Some of us wake up easy, some hard, and some not at all. I'm grateful for the push, but can see now that it didn't have to be so strong. I'm not blaming myself, though. I just really had no concept or awareness of a suffering soul, but I was about to as I would enter my dark night of the soul. Even when we're aware and we try, like spiritual centers and gurus, yoga, or therapy, we can still be taken through a dark night process. It's dictated by the soul, and there's no guarantees or get out of jail free card. My cautionary tale is to pay attention, look beyond the physical, and look inside. It needs your attention. The veil is covering you, and it needs to be lifted. Until we go through this, we can't see how insane we are. Yes, insane. Insane is a state of mind which prevents normal perception or behavior. or I would say true perception, not a societal perception of normal. We come to discover so much about ourselves, who we truly are. If you're in this situation and you have enough awareness to know that it's most likely more than you think, then answer that knock at the door. Don't ignore it. Don't steamroll through thinking you have control. That's a surefire way to find out that you don't. Our soul holds all the pain, all the trauma from lifetimes and from our childhood, things we don't consciously remember. When I was told my soul was suffering, I didn't believe it. I was defensive. And then there's the psyche and the shadow. We walk around mostly focused on the physical and the mind, and we throw in some heart in there. But eventually the soul will say, no more. It's time. Time to heal and time to wake up. We're addicted to our mind and our ego. We literally don't have a clue. That's how thick the veil can be. When it gets too far, there's a lot of healing and work to do. So I say to you, the sooner, the better. The more we fight it and resist, the longer and harder it will be. I believe the light will win every time. It will prevail over the darkness. The heart opens up and the soul is freed. We no longer get led around by our ego. The ego follows the heart's lead. The light gets turned on in a big way. The cobwebs get cleared away. If you're listening to this video, maybe you'd like to share some of your experience and your cautionary tale. Maybe each person's experience can't be avoided or changed, but we can help them understand that what's happening is ultimately a good thing. Are you or have you had an awakening experience and/or a dark night of the soul? I know the universe is shifting and changing and time is speeding up. So maybe you've heeded the call and begun your healing without getting bonked on the head like I did. There's so much more information available now, which is a good thing, but can also be a not so good thing. Make sure you pay attention to your process and your intuition. There's no magic bullet or potion that will do the healing. We have to do it ourselves, and you can prolong it by trying to follow someone else. Make your move now and don't delay. Check in or get connected with your soul and your higher self. You'll be glad you did.